Well, thank you. There's a little misnomer there. I've been reassigned. Yes. Nobody told Richard. Kept him out of the loop.
My new captain.
Your new captain is off. He's recovering from some surgical. Who is it? The new captain's Bill Eaton. Yeah, Jules. Bill Eaton. He was the commanding officer at West LA. And so he was second from the west side up here to Sherman Oaks, and they're very upset about it. They're talking about invading and trying to take it back, but we're going to keep him here. Very, very competent captain, worked for me previously when I was in 77th. He was a lieutenant for me, and he will serve you well.
Matt, can you take control before we send Officer Aguilar down there?
So my new assignment is at Air Support Division, and I'm responsible for overseeing the operation of all the helicopters that patrol the city of Los Angeles. We currently have 16 helicopters that are actively out patrolling. One is assigned 20 hours a day. There's a helicopter flying over the San Fernando Valley providing patrol services. And these men and women that are working in those helicopters do an incredible job. In over 20% of the cases, they respond to radio calls. They get there before a patrol unit does. And what's important about this is that they're catching the criminals before they leave the scene. While those patrol cars are tied up in the traffic, they're getting there, they're seeing the suspects, they're following them, getting the patrol units to stop them and take them into custody. They are a force multiplier. They're a great, great benefit to the city. And like I said, the Valley has a dedicated air unit 20 hours a day. And we have one dedicated to the other side of the hill for the balance of the city, which is 2/3. They get one also. So we do get a great benefit out of it. What I was here tonight to talk to you about, though, is a project that I was involved in Van Nuys before I left. It's called the Juvenile Impact Program. And this program was based on a need that was recognized to find out what do you do with at-risk kids. The kids who won't listen to their parents, don't go to school, they're truant, or getting failing grades. What do we do to help the parents? And about 8 years ago, a couple officers working for me when I was the captain in 77th Street area came to me with this boot camp program. They talked to me about it. I gave them approval to move forward with it. Fast forward now to last April. Through a grant from the Weingart Foundation and the LA Police Foundation, we were asked in Van Nuys to initiate that same program here in the Valley. I started the program last year. We put together a cadre. It's 10 LAPD officers. The current class we have right now has 20 explorers, 4 LAUSD school police officers, 3 counselors, and 3 parenting instructors that are working in the program. And what it is 12 Saturdays, the kids come, they go to Van Nuys High School, and they're put through a rigorous physical program, and they're also given instruction in such areas as honor, respect, courage, consequences, being a law-abiding citizen, their responsibilities to their family and community, and then we also bring in guest speakers who speak to them on such topics. The city attorney comes in and talks to them about their legal responsibility to go to school, what happens if they don't, what will happen to their parents if they don't. We bring in narcotics experts, we bring in gang experts, we have parolees, people who went down the wrong road in life that are trying to get themselves turned around onto the right road, and tell them about when they were at the same crossroads these young people are at, how they made the wrong choices and what the right choices are. We bring in about 40% of the kids involved in this are girls. We bring in ex-prostitutes to talk about how they got to where they were and the consequences of that. And it's not the lifestyle that they see on TV that's glamorized by the movies, and really bring in a real life sense to what's going on. And we also bring in the Department of Children and Family Services. One of the key components of this boot camp is the 12 weeks those kids are there 8 hours a day on Saturdays, and they're being given a lot of physical exercise, they're being directed, we're breaking down the barriers to communication with them, finding out what it is that's really causing the problems in the home. Their parents are mandated to attend parenting classes. So the parents are in parenting classes while the kids are learning some self-discipline and developing themselves back into the kind of kids you want to see. We started the program in Van Nuys in April of last year. At the graduation of the kids, which was in June, we were asked by the Police Foundation if we would do 2 more of the programs during this year. And we started the first one, it graduated in January, and this last Saturday we started the second one. Now, the expansion of this program that had started in 77 was to go citywide with each of the 4 geographic bureaus, Valley Bureau, West Bureau, Central Bureau, and South Bureau, having one of these boot camps going. What unfortunately happened is we got to the end of the fiscal period, and like usual, we underbid. They underestimated the cost of the program, and they didn't have enough money to support the current program that just started. I committed that we were going to do this one, and to show you the level of need, when we started the program last year in April, we had 79 kids sign up initially. We ended up with 85. When we started it in September, we had 95 kids sign up that showed up for the program. And these kids all go through with maybe 5 out of that won't make it through the whole 12-week program. This last Saturday, we had over 150 kids show up for this program with their parents. So it's a needed program here in the Valley. These kids come from all over the San Fernando Valley, not just the Van Nuys area, but as you all know, Sherman Oaks is an attraction for people, young people to come to in the evenings. And so even the kid who lives out in the west end of the valley is going to show up on Ventura Boulevard. And we want that, when they do, we want them coming here being a respectful young adult and not causing trouble. And that's what this program is about. It turns kids' lives around. There's a second phase to the program, which is an instructional phase. After the 12 weeks, the middle school and high school kids have the opportunity to do 10 weeks of either math or language arts skills for 3 hours a day of instruction in one of those 2 classes, whichever the weakest in. And that class is an accredited class. They get school credit for it, and it focuses on giving them the knowledge they need to pass the high school examination so they can graduate from high school. They also do another hour of PT with the instructors from our boot camp, 2 of them, that just remind them of the discipline that they've had instilled in them. When we get done, we've had parents come up to us. I could tell you 100 stories from each of the classes where the parents come up and say, "Thank you so much, you've turned my child around. They were getting D's and fails, and now my son is getting A's and D's. The violence in the home has stopped." All kinds of good things. I don't have time. Okay.
No, I just wanted
And how can you help me? Right. Okay, we didn't have the money for the program. I committed to it. We're right now taking on-duty officers and having them do it. The program was set up to be paying them overtime, so we're not pulling them out of their day-to-day jobs. What I would like, if possible, for many of you that would like to, is a tax deductible and being tax today. This is a good day to think about money, where it goes. Tax deductible contribution, any amount. I'm trying to raise $30,000. I currently have been able to come up with about $7,500 worth of commitment so far.